The violent ocean waves threw Sarah onto a silent, lifeless, deserted shore. She slowly opened her eyes, her body weak, throat burning with unbearable thirst. Endless sand and sharp rocks surrounded her, with no sign of life anywhere. She walked along the shoreline, desperately searching for fresh water to survive. She tried drinking seawater, but the salt burned her throat even more painfully. Hunger twisted her stomach as the burning sun drained every ounce of energy. With fading strength, she moved toward the dense jungle, hoping to find something. Suddenly, she froze as faint human footsteps echoed somewhere deep within the jungle. Hope sparked briefly as she carefully moved closer, thinking someone might help her. Her blood froze. She saw a terrifying totem made of human skulls. She stared at the strange structure, realizing she might not be alone on this island. She touched the symbols, sensing they carried a warning she could not understand. As darkness grew, distant glowing eyes appeared briefly, vanishing before she could react. A sudden sound behind her made her turn, but nothing was there at all. She found an abandoned camp, its silence suggesting something terrible had happened here. She picked up an object, realizing others had been here before her arrival. Night fell quickly, and the island felt far more dangerous under the cold moonlight. Far across the shore, a faint firelight flickered, proving someone else was nearby. She hid behind rocks, watching distant figures moving strangely around a glowing fire. Fear filled her eyes as she realized this island was hiding something truly terrifying. She stepped back slowly, sensing movement behind her as fear gripped her heart. Out of the darkness, figures surrounded her, their presence silent yet overwhelmingly threatening. They dragged her toward a fire, where strange symbols covered the surrounding wooden structures. Her hands were tied as she watched them move, their actions filled with strange purpose. They formed a circle around the fire, their movements slow, rhythmic, and deeply unsettling. Her eyes searched quickly, noticing small weaknesses that might help her escape quietly. As night deepened, the guards grew careless, giving her a small window of hope. Carefully, she began loosening the rope, controlling every movement to avoid attention. She broke free quietly and began moving away, her heart pounding with fear. A sudden shout echoed behind her, and she knew they had discovered her escape. She ran through the jungle and suddenly stopped, seeing a deep drop ahead. She leaped into the rushing water, letting the strong current carry her away quickly. The current pulled her toward a drop, but she grabbed a branch just in time. She climbed out of the water, exhausted, her soaked clothes heavy as she breathed deeply. She sat beneath a large tree, breathing heavily, trying to regain strength after escape. Suddenly, a large snake appeared behind her, rising quietly near her shoulder unnoticed. She froze in fear, staring into its eyes, afraid that even a movement could. She quickly pushed the snake away and ran as fast as she could through the trees. As the sun set, she ran through the forest, exhausted and starving, seeking safety. Night fell, and she carefully tried to light a fire, seeking warmth and comfort. She carefully held a frog over the fire, trying to prepare it for her meager meal. She ate her small meal beside the fire, exhausted but grateful for the food. After eating, she curled up by the fire and fell asleep, exhausted from the day. She woke with a start as a large spider slowly crawled across her leg. By morning, the fire had burned out, leaving only faint smoke in the calm forest. She walked through the forest and suddenly stopped before an old wooden house hidden among trees. She cautiously stepped inside the old house, shadows and dust filling the dim interior. On a dusty table, she noticed an old framed photograph of a young girl. She carefully repaired the old house, making it a safe shelter from the wild. She cautiously looked out the window, scanning the dense forest for any signs of danger. At night, she saw wolves outside, watching her house silently from the forest edge. Startled, she stepped back from the window, fear gripping her as she watched the wolves. The wolves stood outside, growling softly, warning her of the danger she faced. Terrified, she crouched in a corner, trying to stay as quiet as possible.